Bandits kill village head, 20 others in Niger community. 6 students killed in stampede in Nasarawa. Lassa fever outbreak confirmed in Delta State as 2 deaths recorded. And on the foreign scene, Blinken in Israel as U.S. supports call for immediate Gaza ceasefire. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's News Update. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thanks for joining us. At least 21 people, including the village head, have lost their lives on Thursday afternoon when bandits in their numbers reportedly invaded a market in Madaka, an agrarian community in Rafi local government area of Niger State. Residents said the attackers invaded the market around 3 p.m. when the market was full to its peak and started shooting at people sporadically. Many people were said to have sustained various degrees of injuries and are receiving treatment at the IBB Specialist Hospital in Mina. Dozens, including children, were also reportedly kidnapped, while dozens of motorcycles, cars, houses, shops and goods belonging to traders worth millions were reportedly burnt down by the attackers. Residents said the Madaka attack came a day after bandits attacked Pangugari, a neighboring village, killing the district head and 4 other people. The district head, Alhaji Isa, confirmed the incident on a telephone interview. The Secretary Coalition of Shiruro Association, Seidu Salihu, described the attack as severe and unfortunate. The Niger State Commissioner for Homeland Security, Brigadier General Bello Abdullahi Muhammad, retired, confirmed the attack but didn't give details. Joining us live via phone at this time, we have Daily Trust reporter Abubakar Koti from Niger State to give us an update. Hello, Abubakar.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Now, can you give us a picture of how this community is dealing with the impact of this attack?
Right now, the impact is severe, and the community, residents of the community are yet to recover from the attack, which came to them unaware. Right now, 7 people at IBB Specialist Hospital with various degrees of bullet wounds. One of them died in the early hours of today, Seriki Hausawa of Madaka. He died at the hospital while he was being treated. And then the remaining 7 are still there, including an 80-year-old girl who was also shot by the bandits.
Okay, so now...
But the 21 people whose bodies have so far been recovered, they said they'll be giving mass burial today. However, the residents said they cannot confirm the number because some people flew with bullet wounds, some bodies were recovered in the bush, so they are still searching to know if there are other people who died in the bush. So they don't know the number that were actually kidnapped now and the number that have died in the bush, because many people were sustained injuries and they still escaped with the bullet wounds.
Okay, so Okoche, so what you're saying is that as of today, over 20 people would be buried. They have found so far 20 bodies from this attack and they would be buried.
Yes.
And there is no
sir.
direct or estimated number of people kidnapped or even those who have died while maybe trying to run away from these attacks.
Yes, the Rafi local government chairman also granted interview to me while I was at IBB Specialist Hospital, where he said for now they don't know the number of the casualty because until when people that have flew to return home, they will know those who have died maybe in the bush and those who are in the captivity, because the attackers have not established contact to tell the number of people that are in there with them. So and then the people who died yesterday, there's the people who also try to run. They say some people are jumping to river, even those who could not swim. So they don't know the chances of them surviving while trying to escape through the river.
Oh, okay. So now currently, after this attack, what is the situation currently in that community? What's the security situation in that community?
The situation is that of a mourning. People are agitated. The government should take a decision. They believe, from what the locals are saying, that this attack was masterminded by some people. They are pointing accusing fingers on some directions, which they believe. They say they have evidence to back up their claims. They said aside some attacks on the community, since they instituted vigilante on their own, which they sponsor, they paid him. The vigilantes have been doing well, and for almost 2 years now, no any attack has been gone on. Until recently, the vigilantes were asked to withdraw their operation on the order from above, and then it's 1 week after the vigilante commander was arrested that this attack has happened.
All right. So now we see that the Niger State Commissioner for Homeland Security, Brigadier General Bello Mohammed, actually retired, actually confirmed the incident. But away from that, what is the police and other security agencies, how are they reacting to this? Do you have any information on that?
The police PRO, they normally has promised to get revert with details, and also now close to 24 hours after the attack is here to get that details to revert to journalists. However, the Commissioner for Homeland Security, Brigadier General Bello Abdullahi Mohammed, who confirmed this, also said, did not give more details to it. I only said that government is going to coordinate security apparatus, although he indirectly points accusing fingers to some illegalities, which community eventually tried to confirm that have led to withdrawal of our vigilantes, and then that gave way to this attack.
Okay, Abubakar Okoche, thank you so much for joining us. Due to time, we can't take more on this. Hopefully, in our subsequent bulletins, we'll get more updates. Yes, thank you, and please do stay safe.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, so let's move to Delta State, where the governor, Sheriff Oborewere, has urged traditional rulers in the state to maintain peaceful coexistence, improve on security, and the sanctity of their royal office. The governor said they should do well by leading their subjects to greater prosperity in an atmosphere of peace, love, and cultural respect between the throne and the people. According to the governor, the traditional institution remains a priceless legacy in any African society, and they should give priority attention to matters of security in their various domains, work with the security agencies and the local government councils. He cautioned traditional rulers in the state against shielding suspects involved in the killing of 4 military officers and 13 soldiers in Okwama community, Uheli South local government area of the state.
Any kingdom, this is how people to know. Any kingdom that is hiding them, you should know that that kingdom will face the road. Don't hide anybody. Don't shield anybody. Chief of Minister, President, all of this people they also assured that innocent people will not be victimized. It's only when you combine. Anybody that combine will not go free. The security of the hospital will work with you. In short, in our community today, after this meeting, we condemn this bastard killing of servicemen. We can assure you, Excellency, that nobody, no Tanzania would like to shield criminals because we know the implication of shielding such people. It will bring disaster and that.
Now, still staying with security over in the southwest, in Lagos, mobile policemen from the Mopole 20 in Ikeja area of Lagos have smashed a gang of kidnappers and arrested 9 of their members after a bloody shootout that lasted 4 hours. The operation, which was jointly embarked on by the mobile policemen and other policemen from Morocco Police Station, was carried out around one of the suspects' hideouts in the Lekki-Aja axis of the state. The police said the suspects are members of a notorious gang of kidnappers operating in the Lekki-Aja axis. Their arrest followed a series of complaints from members of the public to the State Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayode, of an alleged upsurge in kidnapping along the Lekki-Aja area of the state. During the raid, 3 point-of-sale machines allegedly used for the collection of ransom money. 10 mobile phones also used to contact families and friends of victims were recovered. Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi said the arrest followed the resolution of the force to reduce crime to manageable level, carried an onslaught on areas used by kidnap 4 random suspects. Adejobi said over the past weeks, the operations have recorded several achievements. Still in the Southwest, in Osun State, the commandant of the Southwest Security Network, codenamed Amoteku, Brigadier General Bashir Adewimbi, retired, has identified the creation of state police as a panacea to insecurity in the country. Adewimbi, who spoke in an interview with Trust TV, said the creation of state police would effectively and efficiently address the security challenges being faced in the country. Here's the report.
Brigadier General Bashir Adewimbi, retired, pointed out that the solution to Nigeria's security challenges lies in the introduction of state police to function alongside other security agencies.
Effective community policing will reduce insecurity. You cannot eradicate, but it will reduce it. When I say effective community, I mean effective community policing that are done with people in the locality, the community themselves, to fashion out how they want to monitor and police their community for their own safety of lives and property. So community policing, the state policing is the best thing that will happen to people of Nigeria.
The Corps Commandant opined that part of the problems facing the outfit was the inability of the Corps to bear arms.
Osun State has been a very peaceful state. What we are feeling now is the spillover effect of what is happening in Nigeria. And that notwithstanding, we have been able to tackle minor insecurities and some major ones. Other criminals, which we normally hand over to the police for prosecution. And we are on top of the protection of life and property within the state. But we still have some challenges in terms of our weapons, particularly the type of weapons we are allowed to carry. I want to appeal to the federal government to allow us to carry sophisticated weapons.
According to him, with state policing, security operatives will be able to function better at the grassroots, as it will be easy for them to track down criminals. Jonathan Awanya, Trust TV News.
In Nasarawa State, 6 students of this university in Kefi have lost their life while trying to receive rice palliative from the state government. Reports said the students gathered at the gate waiting to receive their shares while security personnel were controlling the venue of the distribution. Trust TV gathered that the students could not wait for the state government officials to commence the distribution as they jumped into the venue, causing stampede that led to the loss of lives. Confirming the incident, a staff of the institution said after the stampede, the victims of the incident were taken to the health facility of the institution and Federal Medical Center, Kefi. According to him, 4 of the victims died at the Federal Medical Center, Kefi, while 2 died at the university clinic.
The student of Google's the Convocation Square entered and then they cut away with the palliative provided by His Excellency Engineer Abdullah Sule to the student of the National State University to caution the event of the hardship.
On health-related matters, the Delta State government has confirmed cases of Lassa fever with 2 deaths recorded. The State Commissioner for Health, Joseph Onojeme, stated this while briefing the press in Asaba. He said that the cases were recorded in 4 local government areas which include Okpe, Oshimili North, Oshimili South and Ndokwa East. The Commissioner explained that the samples which were taken to the Institute of Lassa Fever, Uruwa, Edo State, returned positive. The state epidemiologist, Mildred Okowa, also said the relevant authorities are creating enlightenment programs for residents and urged them to report suspected cases of Lassa fever to the nearest medical centers across the state for proper action.
We have a Lassa fever outbreak in the state. The first case was confirmed about 12 weeks ago. And currently, we've done about 43 testing from day 1 to week 12. And 4 confirmed cases, 2 deaths so far recorded. That's a fatality rate of 50%. The truth is that the general fatality rate for Lassa fever is 1 to 15%. We are doing a lot to ensure that we curtail the transmission.
The Commission has already mentioned to us that we're doing a lot of advocacy, a lot of sensitization, encouraging people to ensure that their food materials are kept covered so that they don't get contact with the rats, so they don't contract the disease in the first place. Another thing that we're doing, which we have done so much in this period that we've had cases across these 4 LGs, to work very closely with the Ministry of Environment. We've been able to go to the homes of these people, the places that we've looked at. We've seen that there's a bit of problem with environmental sanitation.
There's a news update on Trust TV. Up ahead, we take a look at concerns as pregnant women boycott health facilities over exorbitant charges. More when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. And if you're just joining us, it's the news update on Trust TV. Now a recap of our top stories. Bandits kill village head, 20 others in Niger community. 6 students killed in stampede in Nasarawa. 2 more stories. Lagos state government is taking an initiative to subsidize food prices for her citizens, especially staple food in the state, as they give 25% discount prices in 5 divisions of the state every Sunday. However, majority of Nigerians are of the opinion that there is need for the government to source the foodstuffs directly from farmers to ensure proper monitoring. Victoria Tokolo has more in this report as presented from our studio.
In Nigeria, the cost of food constitutes a significant part of living expenses. To tackle these issues, the Lagos state government has introduced an initiative called Food Marts across 5 districts of the state to sell foodstuffs, especially staple food, at a subsidized price for residents. Reacting to the development, Professor of Economics and Director of Quality Assurance and Servicom, University of Lagos, Professor Olufemi Seibu, said reducing 25% discount on staple food in the state will significantly reduce the cost of living.
To make it something that can be replicated by other states and to prevent sharp practices by anybody who may want to hijack the process. Number 1, it must be institutionalized. That is, they must establish that food marts at a position that's very close to those who are buying it. It doesn't make any economic sense for somebody to spend around 5,000 to get where they're going to buy the foodstuffs of 3,000 naira.
Professor Seibu called on other states to emulate the Lagos example. Residents called on the state government to engage farmers, producers, vendors and middlemen in planning the initiative.
I think this should be directed to the farmers who are farming, try to subsidize their fueling or their means at which they do the farming. If you can transfer it to the farmers, and I think it's going to take effect on the public, because if I buy it cheap, I will sell it cheap.
So for them to have that 50% discount, it will lead to some certain savings. And I believe that other states can actually emulate this, because it will lead to unity of a standard living in our country, Nigeria. I say kudos to the government for designing this project.
You try to have what they call a farmer union association, and also they should create what they call a community policing, and also the government to back up to give the local community policing, which is the vigilante group in that various geographical area, in a partnership with government agency to make it more effective for the safety of the farmers.
To maintain the integrity and sustainability of the program, Professor Seibu suggests that government adopt a public-private partnership, PPP.
Selling our local foods, in that case, are produced within at least the region, not necessarily from the state, so that in that case they can use that to boost economic activity of the state, of the region, of the country.
To achieve long-term success, residents and stakeholders called on government to institutionalize the initiative to ensure fairness, accessibility, and accountability.
As Nigerians continue to battle the rising cost of living amidst the current economic hardship in the country, there are concerns that maternal mortality may surge as healthcare expenses rise. This is because the high cost of medical treatment is beginning to deter individuals and families from seeking timely and professional healthcare services, particularly among the vulnerable, thereby increasing the risk of child and maternal mortality. Hamida Made tells us more.
For fear of medical bills, poor pregnant women often resort to traditional birth attendants or religious homes for their delivery, putting their lives at risk. This set of women are aware of the advantage of patronizing standard hospitals with skilled birth attendants, but would rather boycott same in order to avoid the embarrassment that comes with inadequate funds to foot the bills. As part of moves to address maternal and child mortality, the United Nations Children's Fund is calling for a holistic adoption of health insurance to prevent the burden of out-of-pocket health care expenses on vulnerable families.
You know, when you're on health insurance, as many pregnant women, as many children that are under insurance, you go to hospital to seek care. And when you go to hospital, the level of health care delivery is better than you go to TBAs.
I was having issue with my tummy and I went to the hospital to use the facility. I went with my OSHA card and they asked me to do some scan. Ordinarily, if I'm not a beneficiary of health insurance, if I should do that scan outside health scheme, I would use 7,000 naira to do the scan. But just because I have the OSHA ID card with me at the hospital, I did the scan free of charge.
We also want more awareness to go out on the importance and benefits of health insurance. So we need to go to our grassroots, our communities to do this. We also have to look at our benefit package because we have to ensure that quality health services are being provided to everyone when they need it.
Observers say to achieve universal health coverage and Sustainable Development Goal 3, which relates to good health and well-being, governments at all levels must ensure full implementation of health insurance. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
In business, the managing director of the Nigerian Port Authority, NPA, Mohammed Bello Koko, said the agency is expected to generate 629.89 billion naira in 2024, while asking for a 200 billion naira loan from Afrexim Bank. Bello Koko said this while defending the 2024 budget before the House of Representatives Committee on Port and Harbour in Abuja on Thursday. He added that the total projected expenditure is 464.32 billion naira, while the operating expenses are projected at 212.03 billion naira, and the capital expenditure stood at 252.29 billion naira. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Nnoli Nnaji, said the agency is very important to the country. He stressed that the committee needed to visit some of the facilities outside Lagos.
The total projected expenditure for 2024 stands at 464.32 billion, which is divided into operating expenses of 212 billion and capital expenditure estimated at 252.29 billion. In 2024, the main thrust of the budget is the urgent need to rehabilitate and reconstruct the aging port infrastructure and also to modernize our equipment.
The committee need to visit some of the facilities outside, for some of the ports outside Lagos. For the last time we were in Lagos, the eastern ports, we need to visit the eastern ports. Budget belongs to House of Rep. Screening of candidates or whatever belongs to the Senate.
Away from Nigeria, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is visiting Israel on Friday in a high-stakes attempt to secure a ceasefire between Israel and the militant group Hamas, as the U.S. Security Council prepares to vote on a U.S. draft resolution calling for an immediate truce. According to a State Department statement, while in Israel, Blinken is expected to discuss the need to ensure the defeat of Hamas, including in Rafah, in a way that protects the civilian population, does not hinder the delivery of humanitarian assistance, and advances Israel's overall security. The United States has raised opposition to Israel's plan to carry out a ground offensive in Rafah, located along the Gaza-Egypt border, which Israel says is necessary to achieve its goal of defeating Hamas and ensuring the U.S.-designated terror group cannot carry out another attack like the October 7 assault on Israel. And with that, we've come to the end of the news at this hour. For more news, programs and documentaries, please do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you so much for joining us.